Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start with the second chapter, that is microorganism, friend and foe, as a revision part. Before we could start, like your parents will be insisting you to have eat take the yogurt or dahi every day. The reason, do you know the reason behind this, why your parents will be insisting you to take this dahi every day? It is because it is full of good bacteria which is required for our body. So for that reason it is called as culture, or probiotic bacteria will be there which is needed for our body. So for that reason your parents will be insisting you to take yogurt or dahi every day. Then these tiny microorganisms which cannot be seen with our naked eye are known as microorganisms. So what is microorganism for us? Which cannot be seen with our naked eye, we call it as microorganism, because we required a microscope to see these things. So for that reason we call it as microorganism. The scientists who study these microbes are called as microbiologist, or the study of microbes is called as microbiology. So Louis Pasteur is known as the father of microbiology, because microbes are like viruses, bacteria, protozoan, algae and fungi. Though most of the microbes are harmful and some are quite useful to us, as we have seen about dahi. In dahi there is a bacteria which is a microorganism, but it is helpful for us. And where do we find these microbes? These microbes are found everywhere except in fire. Everywhere we will get, even we can get a microorganism in near the volcanic opening also we can get this bacteria. So everywhere, like Karela is there, in that also we will be finding it. Though it is very bitter, there also we can find these bacteria, and they are seen in air, water as well as land. Now today we know we are suffering from which type of microorganism, that is a virus called as coronavirus. This is there, it will be there in the air, it will be there in the land, it will be there in the water. Everywhere these microorganisms will be present. So my coronavirus is also a type of microorganism which we cannot see with our naked eye. So we are taking some precautions. Lockdowns was there, we have to use sanitizers, all those things we are doing it because we couldn't see these microorganisms. So we are going to study all those things in this chapter of microorganism, how we can take care, which are helpful for us and which are not, which are dangerous for us. So these microorganisms, introduction for us is like, the microorganisms or microbes are so small in size that they cannot be seen with our unaided eyes. Means unaided eyes means here we used to have some microscope we have to use, as they are very small. Some of these, such as fungus that grows on the bread, can be seen with a magnifying glass. Others cannot be seen with the help, others cannot be seen without the help of a microscope. That is why these are called as microorganism or microbes. Microorganisms are classified into four major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoan and some algae. So when we are talking about these bacteria, as you can see it in the picture as well as in your textbook, keep textbook ready with you when you are watching this video. So bacteria, they are the most abundant of microorganisms. Hundreds of bacteria are present in a handful of soil for us. They can survive in extreme conditions, means too cold or too hot it is there, then also these bacteria can able to be survive. Many of them are free living, some are parasites. As you have studied in class 7 about the parasites are the one who requires some host material to be stayed there. Some are symbiotic, as we have seen about the lychee, algae and fungi. These were there. And some are saprophytes, which will be living on the dead materials, which means they decompose and the dead organic matter. So these are some. In your textbook you can see about the pictures of different bacterial shape is given, like it is given as about the vibros is given, Sarifrates chain bacillus is given for us. So those are the shapes of different types of bacteria which we can see. Bacteria are grouped under the four categories for us on based upon their shapes. They are spherical shaped, called as cocci or coccus. Rod shaped is called as bacillus. Comma shaped is called as vibrio, and the spiral shape is called as spirillum. So these are the four classification of bacteria based upon their shapes. As they will be present in the shape, they are being classified as the bacteria. So the one which is having in a spherical shape is called as coccus. The one which is there in the shape of rod shape, it is called as bacillus. Comma shape, it is called as vibarium, and spiral shape is called as spirillum. Bacteria are also classified on the basis of their respiratory pattern. This you are going to study, that we have already studied in class 7 about the aerobic respiration and anaerobic bacteria and aerobic bacteria. Means the one which require oxygen and one without oxygen. The one which requires oxygen we call it as aerobic bacteria, and the one which doesn't, in absence of oxygen they will be surviving it, we call it as anaerobic bacteria. Then comes about the algae. Algae are the smallest microorganisms of plant kingdom because they are green in color. They are photosynthetic and aquatic, ranging in size from unicellular to multicellular. Large seaweeds. Algae are autotrophic in nature, means they can prepare their own food. These are of three types. One is called as red algae, brown algae and green algae, depending upon the pigment of their colors. Presence of green color, we call it as free floating organisms will be there. Then these algae are also very helpful for us, which we are going to study in due progress of the lesson. Then we are having about these parameciums. These are the protozoans which will be there, and these protozoa are unicellular microorganism. You can see about the paramecium and amoeba is been there for us, and majority of them move with the help of some of the locomotory organs like pseudopodia and fangilla or cella. Cella means the brown, you can see a small hair-like structure on the paramecium, that we call it as cella. Parasites like plasmodium, which cause malaria, do not possess any organ for locomotion, but they move along with the blood in a patient suffering with malaria. So some protozoas like Euglenoids possess chloroplast and they can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But some of the protozoan are heterotrophic in nature. Example of protozoan are amoeba, paramecium, etc. Then we will be having about the next is about fungi. Fungi is a group of heterotrophic organism. They are saprotroph as they survive on the dead decomposing matter. They have root-like structure called known as rhizoids, and their cell wall is made up of chitin, a complex material. Most of them are multicellular, but yeast is unicellular fungus. They are mushroom is the biggest size of fungi. This you have studied in class 7 about the fungi. So we can see bread mold, you can have seen studied in class 8. Then we are having penicillin is also a fungi which is helpful for us. There are useful as well as harmful fungi in nature. Then we are having about the viruses, the very great virus. The moment we heard about the virus, the first thing which come to our mind is about the now on going on virus, that is corona virus. So these viruses are very small, smallest thing that exist and are non-cellular in nature. They are made up of only two parts. They have a protein coat and some genetic material as in them. They do not have a cell membrane, nucleus and a cytoplasm, nor they do show any characteristic of living except reproduction. They produced only in the living cells. They cannot grow, breathe or show any response to stimuli. The name virus means venom or poisonous fluid was given by Pasteur. Virus attack animals, plants and even bacteria. Means by the coronavirus, not only we human beings are suffering, even animals are suffering it. Many of the zoo, the tigers have been get attacked because of the coronavirus. This you might have studied, listen uh, in the news channels. They cause several diseases like HIV, AIDS in human beings. Tobacco mosaic disease is in plants. Some of the plants you might have seen on the leaves of the plants, you can see swelling like structure big will be there on the leaves. That is nothing but the tobacco mosaic. Even though studies shows that there are no useful viruses, there is one group of virus called as Bacillus virus which seems to be benefited and us indirectly by infecting certain insects which are root parasites that spoil crop on the other useful plants. These viruses are insect specified and do not harm non-specific organism like humans or other useful organisms. So there are some good viruses as well as there are some bad viruses which will be which will be affecting our life, like the coronavirus. So it is better that we should wash our hands, be at home, keep the things clean, be aware of these virus which we have to break the chain so that it will not be moving from one person to other person. Clear? Then we are having about where these microorganisms live. These microorganisms may be single cell bacteria as we have discussed, some may be algae or protozoa or multicellular such as algae and fungi which we have discussed now. Then they can survive under all types of environmental conditions. Means each and every place we can able to see these microorganisms. They can survive under all types of environment ranging from ice cold climate to a hot spring and a desert to a marshy land. They are also found inside the bodies of animals including humans. Some microorganisms grow on the other organisms while other exist freely. Microorganisms like amoeba can live alone while fungi and bacteria may be living in colonies. So if they comes in colonies, then only we can able to see this microorganisms. Otherwise if they are single, we can't able to see these microorganisms. Then these microorganisms are friendly to us. There are many, like converting milk to curd is done with the help of the bacteria only. So that is a useful thing for us. So this is a useful for microorganisms which are useful. They are friendly for us. Microorganisms are used for various purposes. They can be used for preparation of curd, bread and cake. They are also used in cleaning up of the environment. For example, organic waste, vegetable peels, remains of animal feces, etc. are broken down into harmless and useful substance by bacteria, as you have studied in class 6 about the compost pit and vermicomposting it. Recalling that bacteria are also useful in the preparation of medicines, like penicillin is there. This is a useful for us for preparing for against chickenpox. In agriculture, they are used to increase the soil fertility by the fixing of nitrogen, right? Rhizobium bacteria This will be capturing the atmospheric nitrogen which is present in 78% in nature. So that nitrogen they will be capturing it, and then they will be mixing it with the water, and then that insoluble form the plants will be taking this atmospheric nitrogen for synthesizing the proteins. Clear? Then there is making of curd. This is an useful thing. From milk to curd we will be converting the bacteria only. Curd containing several microorganisms. Of these, the bacterium lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. So the bacteria name which is converting milk to curd is lactobacillus. It multiplies the milk and converts into curd. Bacteria also involved in making of cheese, pickles and many other food items, and important ingredients of rava idli and baturas in curd. So for making of idli also, dosa also, we will be going for fermentation, which is giving us the luffiness to the idlis. Doklas all get luffiness because of this microorganism only. Making of bread, we will be using yeast produced rapidly and produce a carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of this gas filled in the dough and rises the volume. This is the basic use of yeast in baking industries for making bread, pastries and cakes. So there is an activity for you all now. You will be doing this activity, and in the next class when I will be taking it, I will be explaining about the activity also. And if you can write in the notebook, and you can send me what is your observation regarding this activity. So what you have to do in this activity is, you have to take, here it is given a half kg maida or atta, but don't go over that much of this one. At least take one small bowl of wheat flour or maida, add some water and mix it with warm water. Add a small amount of yeast powder and knead it to make a soft dough. What is your observation after 2 hours? Means the moment you have kept it in after kneading it, see about your observation after 2 hours. What is your observation? Did you find the dough has rise or it has of the same size? That you have to note it down, and you have to send it to us along with the worksheet when I will be sending it. Clear? Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.